Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It's just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs or medications, or you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. Our phone number today and every day on The Bright Side is 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. If you have a success story you'd like to share, if you want to contribute to the conversation, if you have questions about skincare, formulations, ingredients, nutritional supplements, we are here for you on The Bright Side, 844-236-6010. Let us help you change your life today. Let us help you change the lives of others today as well. If you're interested in joining the Bright Side Ben team, we can help you too. Call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. For a one-time $10 fee, you can start yourself a longevity business, get your products at the wholesale price, and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can also order products by calling 866-735-2470, or you can head over to my websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or now criticalhealthnews.com. Order products directly off the website, or you can actually sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team right off the website as well. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll get to your calls here just a little bit. Try to call in early so we can get to as many calls as possible. We're talking skin health. We're going to talk skin health here for a couple weeks anyway. Specifically, we're talking about acne, the most common of all skin diseases. Maybe the most common of all diseases, period. 80% of Americans at one time or another are going to break out. At one time, acne was considered to be a kid's disease, a teenager disease, adolescent disease, a teenager disease. Today, it affects kids as young as 7. Some adults well into their 50s or even in their 60s are dealing with breakouts and blemishes. The most important point to keep in mind if you're confronted with breakouts, if you're confronted with acne, is the fact that acne, even though it's on the skin, is exactly the same in terms of how it develops as any other long-term health challenge, in the sense that it's an inflammatory condition. Inflammation initiates pimples. Inflammation initiates acne, and inflammation is a defensive response. And if you have a defensive response and you want to deal with it, you got to figure out what the offending agent is. In the case of acne, the inflammation leads to cells growing out of control. These cells growing out of control clog up pores. What is it that causes cells to grow out of control? They're misshapen. They're somehow distorted because they're missing the raw material nutrition to do their business. The inflammatory defensive response is a defensive response to the distorted or out of shape cells. And then you have adulterated skin oils, sebum, again due to nutritional deficiencies, secreted in excess, As a defensive response, by the way, excessive sebum, excessive oil secretion is a defensive response. It's one of the ways the body protects itself. So you got a defensive response to distorted cells, which are caused by nutritional deficiencies. You've got oil secretion as a defensive response. Both of these result in clogs and pores, which trap ordinarily harmless, friendly bacteria, and that's acne in a nutshell. That's it. If you go to your dermatologist, he'll tell you, well, we don't know what causes acne, or maybe he'll blame your genetics. He'll say it's in your genes, it's heredity. But if you understand everything we've been talking about for the last few days, and for the next few days, you're going to know more about breakouts, you're going to know more about blemishes, and you're going to know more about treating breakouts and blemishes than your doctor. Taking care of acne is as simple as eliminating the defensive triggers, which are almost always going to involve foods, as well as problems digesting foods. It's almost always going to involve some kind of instability in blood sugar, and it's always going to involve a nutritional deficiency. You can probably throw in there an excessive amount of stress hormones, which may follow psychological stress as well as physiologic stress. Where have you heard these kinds of things before? We talk about it every day, whether we're talking arthritis or heart disease or autoimmunity. Digestive support. Watch your foods. Stabilize your blood sugar. Relax the body to lower stress hormones and use your Mighty 90 essential nutrients. This is the most important point of the Bright Side philosophy, is that all diseases arise from the same basic factors. Once we get this, once we understand this, we will no longer be imprisoned by the medical model, by the pharmacomedical model. Once we understand this, we'll understand that drugs can't help us. Doctors can't help us. Medicalization cannot help us. But it doesn't matter. We can help ourselves. We don't need medicalization. We don't need doctors. And we don't need pharmacology if we are truly interested in reversing our health challenges, whatever they may be, skin or otherwise, and restoring our body back to its God-given, divinely mandated state of health. We're not supposed to be sick. The human body has evolved over millions of years to not be sick. We wouldn't have made it 2.5 million years if we had chronic degenerative diseases a million years ago like we have today. We wouldn't have survived. There would be another species on Earth. The fact that we are so sick is a classic sign of our mistaken lifestyle strategies as well as nutritional deficiencies. And acne is no different from any other health crisis or health challenge. It's not a special disease, and it doesn't require special treatments or special medication. There's no special diseases. There are no specialty professions required. The only people who profit or who benefit from making diseases special are specialists who profit off the mystification of the disease process. That's why in this program we get down to the hardcore science of disease and health. Demystification. Taking the mystery out of the disease process, whether it's a skin disease or an internal disease or anything else, any other disease. Demystification is our most powerful technique for destroying the predatory medical model that preys on our innocence, on our trust. We just want to get better. We just want to be healthy. And instead of the medical model admitting its impotence, it glorifies itself through marketing and television and Dr. Oz, and just the same way the church glorifies itself and the Pope promotes himself as all wise and allows us to believe in his infallibility. Our Dr. Popes do the same thing. The misunderstanding, the non-understanding of the development of acne pimples is the main reason why almost all acne programs are centered on rubbing something on your pimple. They're centered on topical treatment or perhaps an internal antibiotic. Either way, it's not going to work because the pimple isn't caused by bacteria, and once the pimple is on your face, once the breakout's on your face, putting a cream on it's not going to help. The pimple is the end result. It's the biochemistry underneath that we have to be working on. Topical treatments, rubbing something on your pimple is a strategy that is going to do very, very little to reverse or eliminate your skin condition, but yet that's what we're told to do. That's what most of us do. By the time you see the breakout or the pimple, it's over. And topical products may speed healing of today's pimple, but there's nothing they can do to prevent, or very little they can do to prevent the formation of tomorrow's pimple. After cleansers and moisturizers and acne treatments are the third largest category of over-the-counter skincare products. After cleansers, which are first, then moisturizers, which are second, acne treatments. Believe it or not, acne treatments are the third largest category of over-the-counter skincare products. The over-the-counter skincare market is a $10 billion market. And Almost 10% of that, $900 million nearly, is spent on acne potions and lotions and creams and cleansers. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got more to say. We'll get you some nutritional strategies and topical strategies as well for dealing with breakouts when we come back from our commercial break. Don't go away.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on health care by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about health care. Visit criticalhealthnews.com and listen to Dr. Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join our Critical Health News team. Go to criticalhealthnews.com. That's criticalhealthnews.com.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
We are America's largest independently owned communications network, GCN.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number today and every day. If you have questions about health and nutrition or prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. If you've got questions about the longevity products, we can help you there as well. 844-236-6010 is our number. And if you want to order any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on the program, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Ask them about joining the team, joining the Brightside Ben team. Love to have you aboard. I can help you with your business if you're interested in growing your business. I'm personally looking for a couple of business builders. People really want to work their business, and I can help you grow your business, come out and do talks for you. Call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. They can tell you all about it, and you can order products from them as well. Or you can head over to my blog, pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com or brightsideben.com and order products right off the website. Okay, we'll get your calls here in just a couple of minutes. Hang tight. If you're waiting, just want to say a few more things here. We were talking before we went to break. Acne is a $900 million market. Can you imagine this? Nearly $1 billion a year is spent on mostly ineffective, mostly useless potions and creams and cleansers and gels and products that zap your zits but don't do anything to deal with acne. And by the way, that $900 million figure does not include direct marketing and home shopping types of products like Proactive. And Proactive is just basically the same crapola, benzoyl peroxide, same thing. You're talking about nearly a $2 billion acne market, mostly for products, or 100% for products that don't do anything for dealing with the disease. $1.5 billion a year spent on Proactive. Can you imagine this? And Proactive is nothing more than the same kind of stuff you get at Walgreens. Even though Justin Bieber and Katy Perry and other teen idols, Jessica Simpson, etc., endorse the product. If you're getting the idea that acne is big business, you are right. And the ultimate tragedy of it all is for the billions of dollars that are spent on these kinds of products, you're only dealing with a handful of active ingredients, none of which can do anything to reverse this unpleasant and unhealthy skin condition. If you're dealing with acne blemishes, you're not healthy. I'm not saying that to attack anybody. I'm saying that just to understand that if we have acne blemishes, we're running higher risks of all kinds of problems later on in life. It's a sign of a biochemical breakdown that needs to be addressed. And for a dermatologist of all people who is sworn to take care of people, to take care of patients, it's one thing if predatory marketers are doing this, if bookkeepers and bankers are doing this, and marketers and advertisers are doing this, but for a healthcare professional who's sworn to take care of people to address pimples by using something topical without dealing with the internal breakdown is so unfair. If you're dealing with an acne breakout, yeah, it's cosmetically unappealing, but underneath, inside, internally, you're dealing with a breakdown that could cause all kinds of problems later on. The trick to dealing with acne is to take care of the breakdown that's going on inside the body. And the utter failure of heavily marketed, useless topical products that prey on the innocent and the vulnerable who just want to have their skin clear is so unfair. And it's so obvious that the stuff doesn't work. Most folks just give up and deal with it or go to the doctor to get some kind of poison prescription, which are going to wreak havoc on an already compromised digestive system, especially if it's an antibiotic, or even worse, if they give you something, one of the most toxic drugs of all time, something called Accutane. Accutane works by poisoning the vitamin A system in the body. That's why they tell you not to take vitamin A when you're on Accutane, because your body won't take the Accutane, it'll take the vitamin A. We're going to talk about Accutane here later on, probably somewhere in the next few episodes. We'll talk about Accutane and how it works and why you don't want to go near that stuff. The latest heavily marketed acne product is made by a Mexican skincare company. It's called Asepxia, A-S-E-P-X-I-A, which is basically salicylic acid, the same stuff that you get anywhere else, and the same kind of crappy vehicle or carrier that you get in other lotions. Except Asepxia is a little different. Their marketing targets self-esteem. Yes. How creepy can you be? They target the self-esteem of vulnerable teenagers. And this cynical sneakiness is emblematic of the entire skincare business. And I've been in it since 1983. It is so manipulative and so unfair, and it's based on the idea that the skin has nothing to do with health, that all you can do with the skin is smear something on the top. You guys, if you saw how the average skincare product was made, you'd be horrified. With wax and with oil and preservative and fragrance and 80 to 90% water And some of the products going for hundreds of dollars an ounce. And it's the same stuff that you buy anywhere. All skincare products are the same things. I've been formulating for a long time. And if I look at an ingredient deck, I can make it. I can make the product because the formulas are all basically the same thing. And speaking of the ingredient deck, you want to be an ingredient deck reader. If you start reading ingredient decks in your skincare products, you're going to see it's the same stuff over and over and over again. Here's the ingredient deck for Asepsia, a brand new acne product. Came out last October from Mexico. This is for their soap. Wax, or no, they call it sodium tallowate, which is wax, tallow, pig wax, sodium cocoate, which is a foaming agent, water, glycerin, salicylic acid, fragrance, a sudsing agent, polyethylene, another sudsing agent, dye, propylene glycol, titanium dioxide, and then a chelating agent, tetrasodium EDTA, chelating agent, preservative. That's it. $8 a bar. Can you imagine this? This is craziness. On their gel, 2% salicylic acid. Then in ethyl alcohol, glycerin, cellulose, propylene glycol, and water. And again, $12 for a tube of this stuff. This is the exact same formulation that's in 100 different products that have been out for decades, none of which have done anything to end acne, and some even making it worse via irritation. The take-home message here, folks, is that acne is a billion-dollar marketplace with hundreds of various products, thousands of various products made by hundreds of different companies, and they all work the same way, killing acne bacteria and perhaps exfoliating. The same tired old strategies that skincare professionals and dermatologists have been using for hundreds of years. Does this seem strange that in our world of high-tech, going to the moon, iPhones, driverless cars, nanotechnology, space shuttles, that the medical model is still using the same tired old strategies of drugging and killing and scrubbing and burning? Same strategies have been used for centuries. When it comes to topical products, you got the same 3 or 4 active ingredients. Benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, which is like aspirin. And that's pretty much it. Some of them will have some resorcinol or sulfur. And that's basically it. According to the FDA, there's 20 active ingredients, although the vast majority are just benzoyl peroxide, sulfur, salicylic acid. According to the FDA, there's 20 different approved anti-acne remedies, including coal tar, phenol, camphor, these ancient remedies. Vitamin E and also zinc is approved as an acne treatment. If you're going to use anything, use vitamin E and use zinc, but that's not going to do anything for your acne. It will dry up sebum maybe and may speed the healing of zits, but it's going to do nothing to prevent acne. Now you've got people using niacin. And again, niacin, while at least it's nutritional, it's non-toxic, is not going to do anything to eliminate your acne, even though it may speed up healing and have some anti-inflammatory properties. If you're wondering why there's hundreds of acne products containing the same 3 or 4 active ingredients, just follow the money. Follow the profit margin, which is unbelievable. These things cost pennies a pound to manufacture, and they're selling for thousands of dollars a pound. It's ungodly, the profit margin on these things. And I don't have a problem with profit margins. I'm a capitalist, but you don't need to take advantage like this and exploit people. All right. We're going to come back with your phone calls. Before we get to your phone calls, I'm going to tell you about I'll tell you about one majorly important topical remedy, topical treatment that really does take care of acne blemishes.
It's time to build your own emergency food stockpile with the industry leader, My Patriot Supply. Once you try them, you'll know why so many Americans like you have made them part of their emergency preparedness plan. Experience the My Patriot Supply difference today with this unbelievable offer. Right now, a 4-week food supply is only $99, and that includes free shipping. That's 50% off the online price. Call 800-274-3070 to claim yours. Limit 2 per caller while supplies last. This offer isn't available online, so you want to make sure and grab this opportunity to get prepared today. 800-274-3070 to get your 4-week food supply for the incredible price of only $99, and it'll be shipped to you completely free. Call 800-274-3070 right now. That's 800-274-3070 to claim yours while supplies last. Don't wait. Call today.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
From media brainwashing to genetically modified food, forces of darkness are attempting to disempower you. Only you can battle against these forces by choosing mental and emotional wellness. Author Sean Morgan has spent years discovering the most effective methods for self-deprogramming and empowerment using ancient Eastern traditions and modern Western research. Now he's sharing the most powerful insights and practices to those suffering with low energy, low motivation, physical illness, anxiety, depression, and financial scarcity. Big Brother wants you to be docile, obedient, and fearful. By reading The Mastery of Change, you will develop your understanding of neural pattern interruptions, emotional energy cycles, and understand what it takes to break free from victimhood, illness, depression, and fear. Free to read online and available in hard copy and for all brands of e-readers for as little as $1. The Mastery of Change and its 30-day challenge gives you the steps to take now for massive transformation. Learn more at masteryofchange.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time. 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. Also, benfuchsarchives.com. If you miss a program or you want to send one of your clients or patients or friends or relatives to a program, they're all 4+ years of programs are all up at brightsideben.com and also benfuchsarchives.com. You can also check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, and now criticalhealthnews.com. 844-236-6010 is our number today. Hang tight. We'll get your calls just in a second. I wanted to tell you about a couple. Now, I told you all the bad news, all the silly products that are out there. There are a couple things. There's actually a few things that you can use topically that will actually really do something for acne skin and also to help improve the symptoms of aging skin and hyperpigmented skin, and most especially I'm talking about vitamin A. There's a lot you can do using vitamin A. To be clear, acne is an internal issue. It is not a topical problem, but there are some strategies that you can employ topically that can make a difference. You're not going to get them, for the most part, you're not going to get anything at a drugstore. Don't waste your money. Last program we talked about topical vitamin A. There's no topical vitamin A for the most part with any significant strength, with a significant strength in a drugstore. Retinoic acid is a prescription. It is the most effective form of vitamin A for the skin. It's the most effective skincare product for topical skincare product for dealing with acne. Retinoic acid is activated vitamin A. It's a metabolite. It's a breakdown product of vitamin A, but it's very effective. In fact, it's how a lot of the vitamin A effects inside the body are vitamin A, retinoic acid is responsible for a lot of the vitamin A effects in the body, even though retinol is true vitamin A. If you want retinoic acid, you're going to have to get a doctor's prescription. You're going to have to make an appointment. You're going to have to go to the pharmacy. You're going to have to deal with irritation and dryness because retinoic acid is irritating and drying and aggressive. It's going to be a problem for sensitive skin. And drug companies really don't know how to make skincare products. They're not in the skincare business. They're in the drug business. So what they'll do is they'll take retinoic acid, and they'll drop it in some crappy cream. And I do mean crappy cream. Retinoic acid, Retin-A, the formulation of Retin-A is awful, hideous stuff. In fact, I believe a lot of the irritation caused by the product is really a result of the cream, not the Retin-A itself. It's a sloppy formulated product. The gel's a little bit better. I remember a couple years ago, people were complaining about Retin-A. It was such an aggressive and irritating product. So Johnson & Johnson, the company that made Retin-A, they did the typical nonsensical drug company strategy for improving their product. They took Retin-A, stuck mineral oil in it, and called it Renova, charged you $20 a tube more. And they said it was moisturizing. Why? It had a little mineral oil in it. Unbelievable. If you really want vitamin A activity, get yourself some retinol and get yourself high concentrations of retinol. You need 2%, 3%. I've got a 5% concentration retinol gel coming out here in the next week or so as part of my Truth Treatment products. Not only is it effective for dealing with acne, it's 5% retinol, 5.0% retinol. That's the equivalent of a 0.05% retinoic acid, and it works really well. But here's the really cool thing about my new Truth Treatment retinol gel, 5.0%. Look around. You're not going to see anything even close to that. And you know what else? It's non-irritating. And you know what else? There's no preservatives in it. And you know what else? There's nothing toxic in it. And you know what else? It's got a ton of vitamin C in there. We'll be talking about that in the coming days as my Truth Treatment products get released, hopefully the next week or so. Okay, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Time to hit our phones. Let's take our first phone call today. If I can find my little phone list here. Where is it? Let's go to Anna in Pennsylvania. What's up, Anna? How you doing? Welcome to The Bright Side.
I'm good, thanks. I don't know if you know what my son's issue is, or...
No, I don't. What's your son's issue?
He's got something that's called balanitis berotica obliterans.
Okay. Ballitis?
Yes.
I know about ballitis. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Last year, he's 9 years old. Last year, he ended up having an emergency circumcision because of it. Right now, where we're at is he's still having pain, and it looks...
Is it his groin? Is it the groin area, or the testicles, or the genitals itself? It's the penis itself. Okay, just for the listeners, that's a very, very troubling condition, and doctors have no idea what to do with it. And let me explain. First of all, explain what it is. I don't know why doctors don't understand it. Ballitis is an inflammatory condition of the genitals, all right? And it is very troubling. It usually doesn't happen in 9-year-old kids. Let me explain to you why, and then I'm going to tell you how you deal with it. In that area, in the genitals, and in that the whole groin area, there's a concentration of something called lymph. Have you heard of that term, lymph?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The lymphatic system. Did you want to say something?
Well, that makes me think of something else, which I was going to mention at the end. But he's also got a little swollen bump on his stomach.
Hello. Can you say lymphatic system? There's a big concentration of lymph there as well.
they've
Go
been
ahead.
telling me that it's a cyst. I've taken him in
They're
several
dummies.
times for that.
Stop. You're just going to make me mad. They're dummies.
That's why
They're
I'm calling you.
I'm telling you, this is craziness. They don't understand the body. How dare they say that they're going to help you with your health when they don't understand the body? I'm going to tell you something. You take this to your doctor, okay? You explained to him that you had to have a pharmacist on the radio tell you this. And why is he charging you for not, if he doesn't understand how the body works? You have a concentration of lymph, which is your body's sewage system, among other things. It also transports vitamins, but it also transports waste materials. It's like a river or a plumbing system or a sewage system for waste material. It's concentrated, has concentrated in various parts of the body, but especially in the stomach area and also in the groin area. When that lymphatic system becomes clogged, it will push upwards on the top of the skin, and you're going to see swelling, or you're going to see cysts. I guarantee you, I'm not psychic Ben, I'm pharmacist Ben, right? But I guarantee you that your son, who's 9 years old, this doesn't usually happen in 9-year-old kids, it usually happens in older folks, but your son has got to have had a digestive condition his entire life, okay?
Yes.
Now, how did I know that? Am I psychic? No. It's just how the body works. And I don't mean to be, I don't want to be rude to anybody, but it's just so irritating to me that somebody will hang a shingle up, a sign up on their door and say, I'm a doctor and I'm going to take care of you, and not understand the basics. The lymphatic system is connected to the intestines, the digestive system. He's got to have had food allergies his entire life. He very likely was born cesarean, and something was up with you with your breast milk if you were feeding him, or maybe he didn't get breastfed. Did he get breastfed?
He did for 2 years, actually.
Okay, good. Do you have a condition, a food condition, a digestive condition?
I don't, but we do have a lot of Crohn's in our family.
Well, you do have a digestive condition, and it probably has to do with your bacteria. And I don't mean to blame you. I'm not saying this to attack you or blame you. I just want you to understand how simple this is. Okay, immediately you got to start taking care of his food. Again, he's 9 years old. This usually does not happen in a 9-year-old. So he's setting himself up for awful things in the future. So this is very important that you catch this right now. You have to find out what foods he's having problems with and eliminate those foods. And you got to do it immediately. For him to have this kind of condition. Well, let me just finish real quick, and then I'll let you say this. Then you want to start supporting his digestive system with probiotics, fermented foods, the biolumineitely essence. If you can get him to do a little bit of apple cider vinegar, I don't know if you can get him to, but if you can, that will help as well. I'm sorry, we got to take a break, but hang tight. I want to help you with your baby. That's awful, a 9-year-old kid. All right, hang tight. Got more to say, and we'll take more of your phone calls as well. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
As a parent, one of my greatest concerns is for the safety and well-being of my family. But no matter how concerned I am, it doesn't take the place of taking action and preparing for the unknown. I plan by having a GoFood savings account where I allocate a little money each month to have health store quality food delivered to my door at budget store prices. Although GoFoods are storable for 25 years, they are family mealtime favorites even today. My family asking to eat the food that we are storing lets me know that when we only have the food we stored to live on, that we won't have the added stress of eating unfamiliar or undesirable food. Buying GoFoods is investing in the future of my family. Convenient packages allow me to buy according to my budget, and I get free shipping on my monthly orders. To set up your GoFood savings account, call 800-648-9753 or on the web at www.storefoodnow.com. That's 800-648-9753.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw of free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Positive results from satisfied customers of Heart and Body Extract continue to pour into our website, hbextract.com.
This is Al from New Jersey. One day I saw your ad for Heart and Body Extract, and it mentioned that it would help me with angina, so I decided to order. I figure I had nothing to lose.
Heart and Body Extract supplies your body with everything it needs to balance itself and maintain optimal heart and circulatory health with no negative side effects.
I took the formula 3 times a day as directed, and I kid you not, within 4 days, my angina pain was completely gone.
Order HB Extract by calling 866-295-5305 or online at hbextract.com. That's 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
I could not believe it actually stopped the pain. Heart and Body Extract actually works. This is just an amazing product. Even the numbness in my hands is completely gone.
Heart and Body Extract for a long and healthy life.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. Going to go quickly here. I want to try to get to all our calls if I can. Let's see. We are talking to Anna. Is it Anna or Anna?
It's Anna.
Anna. Okay. So let me just say a couple of things, then I'll let you. I know you want to say something. Let me just tell you a couple of things. First of all, it's a lymphatic condition. The lymph transports toxins, and the lymph concentrates fatty material. So chances are pretty good he's not processing fats correctly, and he may not be getting the benefit, or he may not be getting any fat-soluble nutrients. So you want to, number one, work with digestive health, eliminating any kinds of foods he has problems with, and getting him on some good probiotic supplement, and having him eating fermented foods if you can. Kids don't necessarily like fermented foods, but if he'll do it, that would be very helpful for him. And in conjunction with eliminating problem foods, that can go a long way towards helping clear up the lymph. Second thing, or the next thing you want to do is start using fatty nutrients. Get him on some vitamin A and some vitamin E. Probably about how much does he weigh?
He weighs about 80 pounds.
So something maybe 5,000 international units or so of vitamin A, 100 or maybe 50 to 100 international units of vitamin E. He needs zinc, zinc picolinate, probably around 20 milligrams at least a day. He'll probably need some selenium, maybe 100 micrograms a day. Let's see what else. Vitamin E, vitamin A, sunshine if he's not out in the sun to get his vitamin D, and then essential fatty acids, maybe 1 or 2 Ultimate EFA capsules every day. If you notice that he has problems, especially with fatty foods, you're going to have to start using some nutrition or some tools, some nutritional tools or dietary tools for helping him absorb fats, bile salts, the Ultimate enzymes, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and maybe some lecithin granules with his fatty meals. Go ahead. Okay. You had something you wanted to say?
Okay, well, we're on a vegetarian diet, both of my sons and myself. Alex, my 9-year-old, he's gluten-free and dairy-free.
He's the one who's got the problems.
He's the one with the problems, yeah.
Okay. So you already... Go ahead.
He's also taking the tangy tangerine occasionally when I can get him to drink it. He doesn't like the taste of it. And I can sometimes get him to take apple cider vinegar. It does seem like sometimes it gets better, but then it always goes back to being worse.
When it gets worse, that's important information for you, okay? So keep track of his foods every day, everything he eats, keep track of it, and then notice when he flares up, and there's going to be some very important information for you. Link the flare-ups to specific foods. Okay? God bless you, but you can really take care of this, and I encourage you to take care of this, and you really can by just addressing the digestive component and then the supplements. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. I hope we helped you out.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, let's go to David in New York. Welcome to the Bright Side, David. What's up?
Hello. I tried to get a call in last week, and I'm getting back to you here. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Let's see, I'm about 58. I've been on the general longevity for quite a while. Daily probiotics, green juices, organic veggies, clean meats. I eat some eggs sometimes, just about no grain.
Okay.
But it seems like I don't digest all my food, and I do digestive enzymes with my meals.
Okay.
But fats especially are giving me a big problem in nasal and upper respiratory congestion.
In other words, you'll eat a fatty food and you'll notice the congestion.
Yeah, like if I eat eggs for several days in a row, next thing you know, I can't breathe when I sleep. Or if I have too much animal fat with that grass-fed beef.
Okay, well, that's awesome that you know that. You're halfway there just by noticing it. That's right. So that's why I say this to you guys all the time. Food diary. Pay attention to your foods. David, congratulations. You're 50% of the way there. So here's a couple things. By the way, are you in radio? Because you got an amazing voice, bro.
I run a hockey school, so I have to project my voice pretty hard. I've been doing it for 40 years, and when you got to push it 200 feet for 40 kids,
that's an amazing voice. That's one of the best voices I've ever heard.
I get that a lot. Thank you.
All right. So here's the deal. You want to be more specific with the foods that are causing problems. It's still a little bit general there. So you do a food diary, notice the specific foods that are causing problems. Eggs do contain fats, but eggs also contain problematic proteins. So play with the eggs a little bit. Sometimes people have problems with scrambled eggs, but not with hard-boiled eggs, or vice versa. See if you could play around with that as well.
If I scramble in butter, it doesn't work at all. That really bugs me up.
Yeah,
but
different ways of
them soft. And is duck egg much different? Because that seems to be a little less of a problem.
Yeah, it might be slightly different in its proteins, but so you'll have to play with it. You'll have to notice it yourself. Slight differences. But the point is that specific foods are going to cause problems. You won't know that unless you write everything down, then eliminate those foods.
Right.
As far as helping your body process fats, there's lots you can do. First of all, you always want to mix your fats. If you have a problem processing fats, you always want to take your fats with digestive enzymes, especially something called lipase. So get on the ultimate enzymes. You may have to play with the dose a little bit to see what a perfect dose is for you, where you don't have problems. And then always activate your enzymes with some apple cider vinegar. Go get lecithin granules, Lecithin, at the health food store, and do maybe half a scoop of lecithin granules. Look for the organic, GMO-free ones. Those are better probably for you. Yeah. Although as far as the lecithin goes, it doesn't matter. And then drink that down with your fatty foods as well. And again, you'll have to play with the dose. Make sure you're using, as I say, the apple cider vinegar. Go get yourself some extra bile salts, B-I-L-E, bile salts, and that will help you as well. There's also fat metabolizing supplements that they sell that have things like choline and methionine in there, and that might help you. The amino acid taurine, Taurine, can also help. Last thing, if you grind up your fats, make them in a Vitamix or in a food processor, that may make them easier for your body to process as well. And then one more thing, if you're having problems processing your fats, digesting your fats, you may not be getting vitamin E, vitamin A, essential fatty acids, and also vitamin D and K. So make sure you're supplementing with those as well. I like people to get some sunshine to get their vitamin D if you can do that. Yeah. If not, vitamin A and D capsules, or the omega-3 fat, the ultimate essential fatty acids from longevity also have A and D. So focus on fat malabsorption issues, and then look to the specific foods that are causing problems. And I commend you, kudos to you for understanding the connection between foods and for already being halfway there. Right. Anything else going on?
Yeah, just if you can't eat eggs and you can't eat the meats, where do you go?
You could still probably eat meat, fish.
Nuts are like the worst thing. If I eat nuts, I look like a teenager with acne after 3 days.
Well, this is awesome. You already know all the good stuff. Now, there's different kinds of nuts. Peanuts are not nuts.
Right.
But sometimes people have problems with almonds, but not with cashews. Sometimes people have problems with cashews, but not with walnuts. You'll have to play around with that a little bit.
Okay.
Try hemp seed protein. And try whey protein if you can do those. You'll have to play with it a little bit. Right. See if hemp seed protein is good, and see if whey protein is good, and then see if different kinds of meats are problematic for you. Some maybe, some maybe not. Right. And organ meats are going to be your best source of protein as well as micronutrients.
Excellent. And then about 145-pound. I'm in the same shape I've been for my entire life since 15 years old. Physically,
you only weigh you're 145?
I'm 145 at 5'8".
Oh, my goodness.
Let's see, where was I going with this?
Well, you're in good shape. You're in pretty good shape.
Pretty good shape. Oh, I know. What's a reasonable amount of meat? Because I'll tell you, I live on meats and veggies basically, and I feel starved. I did have celiac, corrected that 8 years ago.
You may not have corrected it. You may not have corrected because that may have something to do with the fat absorption. Don't worry about the amount of meat. Protein is self-satisfying. It'll fill you up, and when you're done eating, you're not going to binge. Nobody binges on protein or on meat. You'll know when you've had enough.
I know when I've had enough, but
you'll know when you've had enough. Your body can only handle so much. I got to move on, David.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for your call. Take care,
Appreciate
bro. Bye-bye. All right, Carol in Washington, what's going on? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Hi, thank you. I have a 92-year-old friend that goes through spells of starting to burp and then just plain vomiting his entire whatever
He's
he
92?
has or had. Yeah, and he can. It can be the first couple bites, or halfway through the meal, or toward the end, and it'll happen 2 or 3 times a week at least, maybe 4.
Sounds like a mechanical problem. At the age of 92, the mechanics start to break down. You definitely need him. He definitely needs to be getting some nourishment, though. He may be the malnourishment, or he may be starving for that matter, and that's compounding the problem. At the age of 92, where everything starts to break down, and when you don't absorb your nutrients, the breakdown gets accelerated. Liquid nutrition is what I'd recommend for him, and that will bypass some of the help him bypass some of the mechanical problems. Bone soup, and by the way, David, if you're listening, I forgot to mention, bone soup can be helpful for your digestive system and a good source of protein. You know what I mean when I say bone soup, ma'am? Take a chicken. I do. Okay, make him bone soup. Make him bone soup, and he may have that. He may be able to get away with that if he can. He'll get great nutrition in terms of protein, and he'll also get cartilage factors that will help him with his digestive system. Absolutely, must be on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I would get it today. I wouldn't waste any time. As soon as you can get some nutrition, liquid nutrition into him, especially in the B vitamins and the electrolytes, the better off he'll be. You may want to also try some whey protein if he can handle whey protein, and also liquid fats. He may not be able to absorb the ultimate EFAs, and that's why liquid fats, pre-liquefied fats like the Udo's blend, which I really love as a source of essential fatty acids if you can't handle the capsules. I'm sorry, we just out of time. Carol, if you want to call back on Monday, we can continue this discussion. That's all the time we have for today. I apologize if we left you on hold. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, and my new blog, criticalhealthnews.com or brightsideben.com, and sign up for the Brightside Ben team. Love to have you on my team. You can also purchase products right off the website. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610.